Welcome to Channel AMEC, your insight to the Australian visa system. Good day everyone, my name is Carl Young, your online YouTube visa consultant. Are you interested about my go to Australia? Why don't you consider to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell on the side, so once we have all the updates and news, be the first one of getting all the insight. Now, just like this morning's video, it's early in the morning. First thing I want to do is talking about news just came out from Perth, Western Australia yesterday. Now, didn't we just updated the 2023 and 24 Western Australia State Nomination Migration Program? Well, just over the weekend. What happened? I don't know if you have heard the news or perhaps you saw this video and clicking into it. I'm going to take you and have a look and also discuss the migration program planning, the planning program for 2023 and 24, and provide a little bit of my estimation and prediction. Why is it happening like this? So let's have a look at the news. If you haven't had a chance, have a little Google. You probably will find it easily there. So it's everywhere in Western Australia. I'm not too sure the eastern border of Australia has actually get this news, but what happened? Well, this is yesterday. The state premier Roger Cook urged, as you can see now, this is a paid news, so I haven't bothered to actually pay for it, but there's a little bit of glimpse. But you may have that information everywhere in Australia now, because all we care about is the topic. Now, Premier Roger Cook, the Premier of Western Australia, urged federal government, that's the Albanese government, the Labor government, to what? Reverse cuts. Cutting what? The Western Australian skill migration allocation. So what happened, if we read a little bit, we will actually know this. The Premier is calling the federal government to reverse decision to slash WA's nomination skill migrant intake by 70%. And now that is a lot. That cuts from 8,000 down to 2,350. What happened there? Didn't Western Australia had just announced, well, last Friday, and I had done a video over the weekend about their skill migration program just then. And one business day later, basically we received that Western Australia has been cut by the federal government. Now, why is it like this? What about ACT? What about Tasmania? Have they actually, well, Tasmania hasn't reopened, but they actually had reveal their program. So what actually happened there? Now, couple things that I want to share with you is that over the past year or almost a month, couple months, I think this is more than 12 months. Not too sure how long it has been, but Western Australia has been offering incentive commissions for agent to actually promote student to go over the study, especially in the construction industry nowadays. Now, I can't say it's unlawful, but is it the conduct or way that Australia would like to paint themselves as how they promote their program? I think there's a question, obviously a question mark on top of those plan and policies. Now, every other state and territory in Australia, none of them have actually done anything like this. So Western Australia is leading the way doing this. It might look pioneer, but in the other way, it's a double-edged sword. Does other state of government like to see that kind of things happen? Does the federal government like to see that kind of things happening? Does the general public of Australia like to see that kind of things happening? I think it's fair to have a debate on that there. Now, obviously, if we look at the planning, this is from the immigration website straight away, which we have been talking about it for the many times now. For 2023-24, there's 190,000 places, and if we scroll down, we can see that for the regional and the state, there's a vast number allocated for regional and state. So why on earth would actually the federal government would actually cut 70% of the allocation towards what was previously agreed, seems to be, or aligned with the 2022 and 23's planning. Now, we know that for Western Australia, it has been given more quota than, for example, the state of Queensland. So I think there's an element of trying to balance up, and also we also know that the Olympic is coming up in 2032. Oh, well, it's going to be far away, but there's also Commonwealth game perhaps will be settled in Gold Coast as well. So isn't there a way to balance things up? I think there's an element to that as well, and more importantly, it's the actual the point test system is coming to a major overhaul and change. So whilst so see what happened to this is, I think it's the federal government. They have received numbers of different angles of views, basically telling them, look, just to play a little bit. But see, Western Australia opens, right? What happens if you get invited and the Western Australia state government take about 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month to assess your application, and a month later, just giving an example, they approved it. Okay, so they approved it, but on that date, federal government also announced the new point test system. Okay, do you get what I'm saying? So what would happen if you're in the middle of getting accepted by the state but not meeting the new point test system criteria? You see what I'm trying to say here? That's also a weird part where I found that the how Western Australia has actually, well, not like Tasmania. Tasmania actually revealed their program, their criteria, but they basically not saying they're open yet. Now, ACT is a different story. ACT generally has a lower quota, and the people resided in ACT is very different than general migrant public in other states and territories, which I believe a lot of people may agree with that. So Western Australia having this talked about getting their state nomination, fired up straight away. Obviously got a I can't say backflip, but you can see how the reaction, and it's coming in as an exclusive. The Premier Roger Cook had actually told to reverse the cut, but would it reverse it? I don't think so, because it's 70% cut. It's basically giving a notification to the state of Western Australia saying, look, we have a plan. We got to change the point test system. What are you doing? Why are you throwing out a lot of things before all the other states? And I can predict this, that all the other state and territory government may lobby to the federal government, say, look, what's WA doing? If they can let them go first, why can't we go first? What about the allocations? What about the quota that you're supposed to give into us? So federal government go, oh, look, okay, I intend to do this. We got to do a major overhaul of the point test system. So let's just tell Western Australia to slow down, stop. No, look, you can do a little bit, but not a lot at this point in time, because the changes coming, and plus all the other state and territory is not promoting their program by giving out incentive by monetary benefits. So I believe that there's a lot of talk which I had heard. This is a little bit insight, but I think that's the true reason there. So my prediction is I don't think the federal government will reverse the cut until the new point test system is out. And by then, I believe that most of the state and territory will then reinvent their criteria to actually meet the federal new point test system's requirements. I don't know if that will be correct or accurate, but that's basically on my personal feeling and the information that I gathered, and also the experiences being in the industry for many years. Anyway, should you have more question, query, more than welcome to leave comment right down below, and I'll see you next video. Goodbye.